For AnimeKouhai viewers who would want to support the creator using GCash, please send her your email so she can give you access to exclusive videos and latest episodes. Her GCash number is 0948-690-7705 under her mom's name JL. Any amount of donations is highly appreciated. You may want to contact her at animekouhai22@gmail.com.
Match 4, Geld vs Lion Mask, was another one worth watching.
Nice to see I can kick ass for the first time in a while, huh?
Lion Mask was certainly ready for this.
Being able to cross arms with such a vaunted warrior is a very unexpected surprise. I will make the most of this chance to fight such a seasoned opponent and tackle you with everything I have.
With that, Geld removed the top half of his armor and readied his fists.
Ho, you want to fight barehanded? Nice. That's another one of my specialties.
He took his own stance against Geld. What followed was one for the ages, a battle that was sure to go down in the history of this tournament. It was fist against fist, generating great shockwaves of force that sent howling winds across the arena. Geld didn't use kicks at all, battling exclusively with punches and throws while shuffling his legs to maintain balance. No matter what attack was thrown at him, he didn't waver at all. It was, what do you call it? The peekaboo style, a term I remembered seeing in one boxing manga or another. At the same time, the punches he threw as he looked for openings, even the ones meant to keep his opponent in check, had the power of a cannon tucked inside. That was thanks to his lower body, the base of the cannon, transferring all the kinetic energy in his body to his fist. But his fists weren't his only threat, he had shoulder attacks, and if they got caught in a grapple, he could perform throws. Lion Mask, meanwhile, was an all-around fighter who could launch just about anything at any time. His arsenal was extensive, his physique virtually the equal of Geld's, there would be no overwhelming him with power. In this world, magicule energy meant a lot more than external looks, so Lion Mask may as well have been stronger than Geld. But not even he could stay on the attack for long, a testament to Geld's superior defensive skills. Kicks that could crush rocks slammed against his arms, attempting to throw him off balance, but Geld paid them no mind. So Lion Mask attempted every other trick in the book, jabs, chops, roundhouses, and axe kicks from all directions. All this at speeds that fooled you into thinking there were multiple Lion Masks. The flurry of attacks all nimbly hit home, but none of them affected a defense-focused Geld.
Ha, man, this is fun. You're taking my blows like they're a passing breeze. I am the one who should be complaining.
Geld replied, frustration in his voice.
You give me no chance to counter you. Your attacks seem rough, but each one is well refined.
He was holding out well enough for now, but he must have felt that things would only go downhill from here. Lion Mask's strength was the real thing, and there was no telling how deep down it went. The way he'd unleash blows that cut through his armor, far enough out of range to avoid counters, it reminded me of an attack helicopter. It was clear who had the upper hand, but it took more than strength to decide a battle. Sometimes, luck played a part, and who would Lady Luck smile upon today? The crowd was growing more passionate by the moment.
Wow, what is that?
Someone shouted at the top of their lungs, a bag of fries from the food stalls in one hand. Others were excitedly cheering, their faces reddened from the beer they were drinking. The crowd knew just how amazing these fighters were, and it made them roar their approval. Geld, the calm, reserved professional, against Lion Mask, whose aura just made you want to worship him, this fight definitely made a known name out of the two of them. The blows they exchanged were devastating, but they didn't seem any closer to resolving this. It was 2 steps forward, 2 steps back, both fighters keeping it even as time wore on. The same held true after half an hour, an excited Soka offering her commentary the whole way. Even Diablo kept close watch over them, eyes deadly serious. 20 minutes later.
You've done well to hold out against me this long. My compliments to you. It is an honor, receiving such praise from such a lofty figure. Enough flattery, but let me ask you something. Anything. Why aren't you using any skills? Isn't it evident? Because you still have not shown your true self to me. You call me a lofty figure, but you were aiming to win? Interesting. I can't show you my full true self, but I can show you some real moves.
They spoke as they kept up the onslaught. The audience couldn't have heard it, but I picked it all up through Diablo's ears. Geld's lack of skill usage was a mystery to me as well, but that was why. Geld wanted to fight against Lion Mask and notch an unconditional victory? Lion Mask, or, let's just say it, Carolon, could animalize at any time to unlock his full force in battle. His current form was just a temporary one, he couldn't tap his full potential like this. Geld knew it, and that was why he fought strictly with his own body, not resorting to Protector or Gourmet even once. I was sure he didn't want to get that serious with the fight in public, of course. That anonymous letter read in the introductions all but ordered him not to. Caroline was no doubt in agreement, and if it meant revealing his identity, then going all out in this arena was off the table. Even so, he was strong. Your average monster or magic-born didn't stand a chance, he could even conquer high-level elementals. Despite that, Caroline was beginning to get a little serious.
Let's go, yeah.
A golden burst of mystical force flashed for just a moment, focusing itself on Caroline's right hand. The fist plowed into Geld's arms, leaving afterimages behind. The force was shuddering, exploding against both his arms, sending them flying away from the now exposed pit of his stomach. It was one of his weak points, and Caroline wasted no time throwing a right jab straight at it. The shock wave coursed across Geld's body with an energy that was physically destructive.
Well done. This is the end for me.
Geld staggered back, but he did not fall. He was trying to make his way outside the ring boundary. Diablo ran over to prop him up, looking toward Sokka.
It's over. The winner is Lion Mask.
Massive cheers, massive applause. The crowd didn't hold back for a moment, screaming their praise at the competitors.
I call that Lion Cannon Fist. You should be proud, Geld. Not only did you take the full brunt of one of my secret moves and survive, you're still able to walk. I would love for us to fight no holds barred sometime. So would I haven't had a scrap this fun in a while.
Geld and Caroline both nodded, each treating the other with respect. I could tell they had a deep, heartfelt connection now. Neither of them thought this was the end, and it wasn't. If they both got serious and used their full arsenal of skills, the whole match would have been different. But the win went to Caroline this time, and Geld was out of the tournament. Still, I wanted to tell Geld that I was proud of him. These cheers right now, this was what it was all about. That's how amazing about this was. I clapped as loudly as all the others as Geld left the arena. The quarterfinals were in the books, and it was time for an intermission. The semifinals would take place after the lunch hour. A lot of the next round would come down to how fatigued the winners from the last one were. We had healing potions for all the competitors, so their physical injuries were healed, but you couldn't tell how they were doing magicule-wise from the outside. With the morning's excitement still on everyone's mind, the fifth match of the day was about to begin. In the center of the arena, Masayuki and Bovix faced each other down, ready to fight for a berth in tomorrow's final. The big question for this bout, were Masayuki's powers real, so to speak? Because unless my mind was playing tricks on me, it looked like Masayuki's knees were quivering a bit. Trembling with excitement for the upcoming bout, maybe? And the sweat coming down the back of his neck was almost like a river. Was he really as powerful as Hinata? I just couldn't convince myself of that. As I observed him, Bovix helped himself to Sokka's mic.
So you're the hero who picked a fight with Sir Rimuru. A pity, then, you so failed to realize your place.
He was taunting Masayuki, but the hero just gave him an aloof smile, or, to put it in a less complimentary way, his mouth gave an odd twitch, and let it slide. Then he extended a hand to Sokka, asking for a mic.
Your fighting was a marvel to see.
Yes.
He wasn't taking the bait. In fact, he was praising him. Masayuki's more mature than I thought.
But that makes it all the more a pity.
A pity? What is a pity about it?
The hero didn't seem in a great hurry to start this match. What was he going to say next?
If you were in peak shape, it would have been fine for me to fight with my full strength. But you used the majority of your endurance in the previous round, didn't you? I just find that to be such a pity.
I wasn't expecting him to announce that he'd not fight all out this round. It seemed like a sincere gesture, that, or maybe just making excuses.
What are you?
I just mean, if I fought and beat you right now, I wouldn't get any joy out of it. I've heard the Demon Lord Rimuru appointed you one of the masters of the labyrinth he's prepared? I guess you're more interested in joining the Big Four, but…
Fool. The role of Master of Floor 50, the midsection of the dungeon, is a great honor for myself and Equix. But it will not prevent me from aiming for even loftier heights.
Oh, well, sorry to say, but the way I see it, Geld yesterday looked far more suited to the Big Four than you strength-wise.
First he praised him, then he dissed him. What was Masayuki thinking?
If I fight you now, I'm likely gonna win. but at your full, rested peak, I don't know how it'd go, especially down in the labyrinth, your home turf. I just think, it'd be such a waste if we had to settle this right now.
Whoa, man. I hate to think this, but does Masayuki have no intention of fighting at all?
I'll be tackling the dungeon here, definitely, no matter how my fight with the Demon Lord works out. So what do you think? You can get back to full strength, I can meet you down there, and you can try to fend me off.
Now I was sure of it. Masayuki was acting all breezy and self-confident, but to me, it looked like Bovix was scaring the crap out of him. Was he trying to sweet-talk him into conceding right now? I had ordered Gobta and Geld to weigh Masayuki's talents for me, but Bovix didn't know that. Maybe.
Yes, I fully understand what you mean. And it is true. Just as you surmised, I have no strength to spare right now. I defeated Equix by only a razor-thin margin, you see. But very well, I will trust in you and wait down in my labyrinth.
I knew it. Bovix actually said yes to him. And even worse, he was grinning like an idiot as he shook hands with the guy. And the crowd was going wild for it, of course. You'd think someone declaring he had no interest in fighting would be greeted with boos and jeers, but for reasons I couldn't guess, they loved every bit of this. I heard people praising Masayuki's magnanimity, Bovix's wisdom for admitting his disadvantage, and all kinds of other strange things, across the whole Colosseum. It made no sense. I really had no idea what was going on. It was so clearly a bluff, but the audience thought it was a genius stroke.
That's it for this video, guys. Thank you for always watching my videos and supporting my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.